Hello and welcome to our miniature Christmas houses extravaganza, part of our Christmas pageant. I am here with one of my very good friends. He has played a pivotal role in the success of our Christmas pageant. We love and adore him. His name is Stan Gregg. And for our display, well, it's his display, but for our video, what we're doing here, he has crafted 4 brand new Christmas houses, holiday houses, winter houses in record time for you to enjoy. What we hope is that this inspires you. You pick up some great ideas of how to do things at home and just sit back and enjoy the wonderful world of Stan Gregg miniatures. We'll see you in 1 minute. We're back. Hey, Stan.
Hi.
Oh, man. Doesn't he look handsome, everybody?
Thank you.
I love it. He dressed up, of course, because this is fun. So what we're going to do is you're going to show us your creations.
Yes.
And we're just ready to dive right in. Did you have fun with this?
I had a blast. It's been a long month, but it was just pushing it to get done for your show. And I'm proud of that, So it was the hardest work I've ever done, but I think they've turned out magnificent. So.
And Stan, you created these 4 new houses in how long?
Actually, it was 38 days, so I'm guessing roughly a month because I took quite a few days off and then I came to your shop to help work too. So literally each house was a week I've had done. It's a world record for me.
A world record. So we're going to dive right in. Stan is going to explain and show you his favorite parts and pieces of everything he created. He created these by scratch, by hand, from the beginning. So we're going to look at the outsides and then we're going to look at the insides. You ready to go?
Let's go.
Let's go. One of the things that I absolutely love about Stan Gregg's houses is how he does the outside. You are going to be amazed at how he creates these amazing houses, what he uses to keep the snow on, and the creative ways that he puts them together. So we're going to bring in our wonderful Stan, and he is going to take you one by one through his chateaus and explain to you how you did it. We hope you get some inspiration and have a lot of fun.
This is Chateau La Ruby, and on Chateau La Ruby, all my houses originate. I draw them up with poster board, and I start just sketching out what I think the house should look like. I cut it out, I put it together. All the outside of the walls, again, is a thick layer of paper mache that dries hard as cement. Same as all the bricks, everything's paper mache. It's got real grout in between all the bricks. This is probably my most challenging type of homes to make. It's only the second attempt I've ever done a snow village because it takes twice as long to build. Even though I did make a world record of build creating them this time, the snow drifts alone takes me a couple days because I have to cut a lot of its plastic insulation foam that I just cut up and I lay in areas, hot glue it onto the place. That gives me a depth, so the paper mache does not have to be so thick. I don't want it over 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch thick because it does take a week to a couple weeks to dry. So then once everything that's glued into place, I cover everything with paper mache, I smooth it out, paint it, and then each snowdrift is another process in itself where this year nobody sells polystyrene. It's a ground fine foam. Couldn't find it, so I had to create my own this year by buying big styrofoam balls that I actually found a good use for my food processor at home, where you put the styrofoam balls in, grind them up. Then I also found a good use for my Nutrisystem blender, which then I have to re-put the bigger grindings into that to make the fine powder, and then I mix the fine powder up. For all 4 houses, it took, I'm guessing, a huge bowl of the fine ground powder, which took 2 gallons of Elmer's glue, mixed together with water. Then I layer it on and hold it into place for a few minutes till it stays. So it's a long process to get it just to stick onto there, and then you wait 3-4 days for it to dry. Then when it's dry, then another layer of glue on top of that. So it's a long process, and that's how all of it is with the glue and the snow. And again, the snow is hard as a rock. Just can't break it. So yeah, I'm very proud of the snow scenes on the houses. So right now I'm hearing from people on another private Facebook group I'm miniatures with, that nobody's created snow like I have. It's so realistic, and that is durable, that does, that stays on your home. So this was Chateau La Forest, the house. Again, handmade little Christmas wreaths on the front. From all the lighting outside, you can sort of peek through the windows and see the lights on, and the Christmas lights. Like, it is a little house. So again, each house is made with the paper mache and heavy duty cardboard that I make all the shingles out of. So yeah, again, everything's just hard. You can technically drop the house and not break it. Not sure about the furniture inside, but all the furniture is waxed down to where you can readjust it and remove it around as you need. And then the third house here, this is the front of Chateau Lafer. Again, this is, I just really like the architectural details on this one, with the attic windows coming off the roof, and the bricks and the snow, and being able to see the big picture window, seeing into the house, and seeing the dinner on the table, and the Christmas tree in the background. And lastly here, again, this is Chateau La Sunshine. I was just sort of naming them by the colors, but I think this is one of my favorites. Something about the white majestic tree on the outside that's covered in snow, and just that. And then it has the side entrance for the front of the house here, again with the wreath and the outdoor light. And you can see just the little pathway, like people have been marching in and out while the snow's melting. And so yes. So this is Chateau La Ruby right here. This is the interior of her. And downstairs here, we have a lot of little handmade plastic model furniture that I put together. It's like a model car kit, how the kids do car kits. Then I do a 3-layer process of painting, then antiquing and staining each chair or piece of furniture, same as the red vintage stove in the back there. That everything used to either be black or light brown, and I paint and age it. The couches were actually a funny green color, which I wanted to dye to give it more of a realistic look. Christmas trees are handmade with lots of beads and bulbs on them to give it the Christmas look, and they're all lighted up, of course. So yeah, this is one of my favorite homes here. As you see on the there's like a little Christmas wrapping. There's little handmade sleigh. There's handmade gingerbread cookies over here on the chair, if you can see. And same as that, you can see somebody's working on a little doll pattern there for the cutout dolls. I'm trying to incorporate a lot of little details. So on this house, I pretty much made all the flower arrangements and plants out of little items I've had at home, from the Christmas wreaths on the doors. And then the upstairs here, there's has a 4-poster bed, canopy bed, a little chair, another little vintage doll, looking vintage doll sitting in the chair. So yeah, this is Chateau La Ruby, which I'm pretty proud of this house. And then the next house we have over here, I call Chateau La Forest. And this is, I think, my second favorite home, especially downstairs. I have vintage looking mother and her puppies that are just born, from the Christmas cake on the dining room table, and more cake over on the little tea cart. Again, their handmade Christmas tree with lights and bulbs on it, and even on the couch, if you look on the couch, there's even more little doll cutouts to sort of go along with Rachel's doll theme for her store. And then same as upstairs here, we have little items from the little handmade little people make. A friend had made like these little horses and then the more little paper doll cutouts. And I guess Santa Claus could live in this house because there's a little Santa outfit on the bed. And the next house we have over here is Chateau Lafer. This house in here, this actually has one of the handmade wingback chairs that was one of my second attempts at making my own furniture for the houses. Again, this house has a lot of little model pieces that I put together, the furniture, and glue together, and then repaint it to give it my own unique little Christmas flair. Again, the stockings hung by the fireplace with care. Then upstairs we have just another little Christmas tree in the bedroom, and just a little cozy little cottage. And of course, I think downstairs, if you can see on the kitchen table, there's mashed potatoes on the table, and slices of ham being sliced on the plates, and a loaf of bread on the table. And of course, the coffee in front of the fireplace with the orange on the plate. And the last house that we have for the interior here is Chateau La Sunshine. And Chateau La Sunshine has a lot of my favorite pieces in it. Again, from the more models that I put together, then repaint and give it my own little touch. I wanted everything to have a sort of a consistency per going through all the winter houses, to where they had sort of the same colors going on. Same if you look on the little rocking chair here, there's little cookies, donuts, little cupcakes, and apple and orange, and if you look over on the little coffee table, there's little candy canes, and then there's a little glass jar filled with candy canes also, from a bundt cake on the table. That was my first attempt, and there's another little bundt cake on the dining room table. That was my first attempt at making those out of clay. Again, more handmade flower arrangements that I create, and same as the Christmas wreaths. Then upstairs, I think has one of my most cherished things is a great friend Pam of mine. Every time I would see her weekly going bowling, she would bring me a new little blanket she had made just for my houses. And this is the first time I'd ever put one in a house because I cherished her work. Just the thought of her crocheting a blanket for me. So, and I needed a nice bedspread, and I thought this was the perfect house to feature it in. Again, here we have the ice tray with the wine glass in it, and then grapes and more fruit trays. And I think this is one of my favorite little details here is the basket filled with gingerbread man and candy canes and oranges and apples, and actually it's like a gift bag. There's a hand mixer in there, there's little wooden spoons, and then off to the chair to the left again has more cupcakes and donuts and cookies on the chair. So yeah, this is really like this little house. This is the smallest of them all, but it has just as much stuff as all the other houses in them.